We are going to build our sentence again today. We're on the bottom one. What did everybody point to our starter sentence? Read it with me. The children play. Fabulous. What is our noun in the sentence? The children play. Jason, what's our noun? Children. Those children are the noun in this. There's a who in our sentence. What are the children doing? So what's the verb in our sentence? Correct. They played. Everybody, our verb is? Played. The children is the noun. Played is our verb. We know that we're going to fill in adjectives, adverbs, a where, and a when for this sentence today in order to make it a more interesting sentence. What is the purpose of an adjective? Cooper.
To describe a noun.
An adjective describes a noun. So we are going to figure out some adjectives that describe the children. So there's a ton of adjectives describing words that we could use to describe children, right? I want you to fill some in. Go for it. As you're filling them in, I'm going to call on people to share theirs. But go ahead and start filling them in. Aiden, that means you too. Your pencil needs to be ready. Viola, what's a noun or an adjective we could fill in? Silly. I like that one. You guys are often very silly as children. Emery. Playful. Brooke.
Cheerful.
Claire. You should have those and more written on your page. You can't say, hey, I didn't write that because that is your handwriting. Get out a blank piece of paper. You'll be doing them. Sure. Fabulous. Next up, we're going to do adverbs. What is the purpose of an adverb? Ray. Adverbs describe verbs. So in our sentence, our verb is the word play. Fabulous. Our verb is the word play. What are some ways that you can play? What are some adverbs that we could use to describe how someone might play? Remember, oftentimes the how adverbs end in what? Ly. Try and brainstorm a few with your neighbor before we share out loud. Three, two, one. Go ahead and write down some of your adverbs, and as you're writing, I'll call in some people to share, and I'll write down some of them that are shared. Haley. Happily. Very good. Ray. Roughly. Those kids they might get in trouble if they're playing roughly, right? Ryder.
Hard.
Now, hard is going to be a adjective rather than an adverb. So we want to have something that's describing how they played here. Well, I guess hard is technically an adverb. They played hard. How did they play? They played. So yeah, I would take it. It's just different. It doesn't end in ly. My brain was just thinking different. Kyler.
Slowly.
They slowly played. These children must, if they're playing slowly, they must be what? Tired. Aiden, what's another one? Joyfully. I'm going to write that one because I like it. You gave your partner credit for it. That was nice of you.
Mine was already taken.
And that's okay. You know what, though? That shows me listening. Aiden said that was my partner's today. And that's great because his was already taken. That shows us he listened when the class spoke and he listened when his partner spoke. And that's really awesome. Great. Go ahead and have a few written down for yours as well. We had our classmates share a few. I just wrote down one today. Next up, we're going to do adverbs that describe where someone would play. Now, yesterday we talked about making sure that when you talk about the when and the where, you're thinking about what's happening in the sentence. Well, these are children playing. Are children going to play at a dump? No, that would be crazy, right? So think about locations, places that children might play as you're filling those in. You go ahead and start writing a few different wheres. I will call on some people to share theirs. Sound good? You start writing them down. Zoe. A good one, at the park. That's a great one. Children often play at parks. Alexa. At a field. Beautiful. Kason.
We play in the street.
Kason, you're one of those kids playing in a street. Well, you know what? I like this one, though, because if kids are playing in the street, how might they be playing? What's an adverb that could describe how they're playing if it's in a street? Joey. Carefully. Well, maybe. I would kind of go opposite of carefully. I would say they're playing what? Kaylin? I'm with Aiden. I would say if you're playing in a street, you're dangerously playing in a street. So, depending on where you're at, you could be doing it. Beautiful. Now we need to move on. Make sure you have a few written down. And we are going to move on to adverbs that describe when these children played. Go ahead and start writing down your adverbs. So the when piece, when these children are playing. Griffin, when are they playing? Yesterday. Now, that's a great one. Yesterday they played. Kaylin. Every day. Spelling words? So you better spell it right, huh, Zena? Good job. Apollo, when else are they going to play? When? What could another when be? He's going back to the ancient times. Let's come up with another one so that let's come up with another one. You're right, we did hear about them playing in the street in ancient Rome. But let's come up with another one, Apollo, since that was yours yesterday. A when, Aiden. Today. And last but not least, this is probably the hardest part for you guys yesterday. A synonym for played. So a word that means almost the same as played. Right now, we're not working on describing how someone played. We're completely changing the word played, okay? So think about specific ways people play or other words that your parents or you might use for played. And I want you to turn and brainstorm synonyms for played, not adjectives or adverbs. Go. Probably not, because that one's going to be more of the adjective or adverb that's going to describe how they played. Yes, yeah. Aiden, you and I, our brains are connected today because all of the ones you're saying are what I'm thinking. 3, 2, 1. Was this one a little bit trickier to come up with some synonyms for played? Some people did a great job. I heard 2 that I want shared, and then if you have some others, I'd like to hear them as well. But Haley, let's start with yours. Right? When my kids are playing, oftentimes I'll be like, what are you messing around with? They're just playing. Aiden had one that was similar, but it was exactly what mine was thinking. Aiden, what were you thinking?
Horsing around.
Horsing around. Have you ever heard that before? Yeah, probably parents, right? Horsing around is another great one. Now, those are the ones I just heard people say. What are some other ones that we might have? Charlie. What monkey business, right? So synonyms for play, they might be doing some monkey business. Ray. What was that? Okay, so and the funly part is going to be that adverb that describes it. So we would just want played. Instead of played, it would just be moved. Good. Yes. Quickly is an adverb. So you can't replace played with quickly. This is just taking the word played and you're completely replacing it with another word that would mean played. Like coursing around or messing around or monkeying around or moved. Moves. Yes, Griffin. Did your parents tell you that one? Punky Brewster. Oh, Lord. Okay. Whatever you choose is perfectly fine. You can do what you want. And once you have your synonym, you're going to plug them into your sentence. So our original sentence is the children played. You might turn it into something with all of these. So I'm going to do one that's completely not up there. The wild children. And instead of played right now, I'm going to use an adverb. Let's see, the wild children. If they're wild, how might they play? They're going to dangerously play. The wild children dangerously played.
They don't have any sense. Wild children don't have any sense.
They dangerously monkeyed around. In the street using caissons last night. Yeah, super dangerous. There's not even lights on. So I didn't use adverbs and adjectives that were necessarily up there. Instead of using an adjective up here, I said wild. The wild children dangerously. It was not one of our adverbs, but I used it. Monkeyed around instead of played. In the street was one of them we had. And then I put last night as an adverb that describes when. I would like you to take a few moments to write your very nice, neat, complete, detailed sentence. Lexi, you're up. You're being respectful to your classmates who are preparing to share. Quick, Lexi. Loud and proud.
The silly children played quickly in the water park in 1944 every day.
I like it. Thank you so much. Round of applause. Tyler, you're up. Snap fast.
Yeah.
It's like lightning shares. Loud and proud.
The little children roughly were messing around in the street at 12 o'clock.
Nice. I like that one. That was a good one. Chloe.
The great children played happily on a field today and had fun.
I like that. Good job. I like that. She added a little extra to the sentence. She said, and had fun. That's going to turn it into just a simple, or it wasn't a simple sentence anyway, lots of detail to it. But then she put the and, she put the conjunction in there, and added a little more detail with it as well, which was great. Kyler again, but you already shared it, kid. You need to share it again. Ryder, you're up. I'm like hitting up close to my front row here. Loud and proud, kid.
The silly children joyfully played on the field yesterday.
The silly children joyfully played in the field yesterday. Aiden.
I said the playful children joyfully horsed around at the park in 1848.
Very good. Thank you. And last one we're going to do Apollo.
That's 1,462 years ago.
That's the only one.
The silly children carefully played in the street today.
Very good. Thank you. Wonderful job, third graders. We are going to have 3 more of these sentences on your own later today.